Peace. In this video, let's build on the ending of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. The ending of it. So if you've been living under a rock and you're not up to the current events, Trump has ended DEI in the federal sector. Even before Trump made it into office, several big companies had already stopped the DEI practice. Walmart, McDonald's, and other companies are following suit. Today, Target stopped the DEI. So what is DEI, right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's basically ensuring that the playing field is even. Well, this is what it's supposed to be. Making sure that the playing field is even. And I'm going to keep it super simple. People looking at this video and want to critique me and say what DEI is. I'm speaking of DEI in the layman terms. DEI made sure that a certain amount of women or LGBT people or minorities were into the workforce. If it was 100 people, maybe 20% had it to be DEI, right? So it was ensuring that the minorities were included into the workforce, and also ensuring that money went to minority groups in college and schools, wherever the DEI was at. It was in a whole lot of places, right? So essentially DEI was to include the minorities. That's what it was made for. So now that we got that established, was it beneficial? Absolutely, it was beneficial. It needed to be in the beginning to ensure that companies wasn't hiring people predicated on their race, their religion, their gender. Right? So you needed some form of DEI to ensure that people were able to work and get jobs and not be cast out of jobs in the federal government or cast out from getting a grant, right? Because the reality of the matter is, which we already know, America's historical history, that it was racism, it was favoritism predicated on race, and you couldn't differentiate between who was doing what. Let me tell you this quote that Muhammad Ali said. Muhammad Ali said, if you had a bunch of snakes running your way, and somebody was telling you, it's only like 4 or 5 that's poisonous, are you going to be trying to weed out which 4 or 5 are poisonous, or you going to just treat them all like poison and get the hell out of there, right? You're going to get the hell out of there. You're not trying to weed out which one is the poisonous snake when they all snakes. So back in the day, there was a lot of racism. Did that mean that everybody was racist? No, but you just couldn't tell. So you needed some form of a DEI. I'm not saying it should have been DEI. What I am saying is that it should have been somehow to make the playing field even. So I'm talking 40, 50 years ago, right? However, I'm gonna get deep on this. We're gonna do some critical thinking in this as well. The universe will course correct itself. The universe will course correct. If you go too far one way, the universe will correct itself to start going back the other way. So you have the right and the left. The right is Republicans, the left is Democrats. So when it was in the 60s, Jim Crow, it was the right. It was the right. And obviously, they went too far. So the universe course corrected. And the pendulum started swinging toward the left. The pendulum started swinging toward the left. And I'm speaking from a layman's point of view. I'm not no political scientist, none of that. I'm speaking from the layman, the common folk that's looking at what's going on the landscape. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm speaking from a common folk purview. So back in the day, the right went too far. So the universe course correct. The left pushed and supported for equality. Right? It's cool. Push for equality. So when you get into the late 2018, 2019, and the 2020, 2021, the left, the Democrats, started going too far. It was going too far. So the universe course corrected itself. And when I say the universe, I'm meaning like how the earth will naturally cleanse itself. Now we could say voters, democracy, don't matter. We just using semantics. I'm saying the universe, and you can say whatever you want to say. That's fine too. However, what I'm saying is that we can see this throughout history. Everything tends to find balance. It tends to find balance. So now, we went 2025, they're getting rid of the DEI. They're getting rid of the DEI. They went too far in what they were doing in the guise, in the name of DEI. It's really that simple. I will also preface this bill by saying this is highly debatable. What I'm saying doesn't necessarily have to be your view. That's fine. Debates, difference of opinions is all constructive. That's cool. I'm just giving you my perspective, that's all. So, the left went too far, and now you have the minority saying that it's racism against them, which is crazy, right? You're like, what? How could that be? In my opinion, it's very important to be open-minded. And one of the rebuttals that will be given is that the same thing that was called racist And DEI is what's happening right now to the majority. So you can't hire a white guy that's qualified because you have to hire DEI employees, right? Got it. So if we going by the definition, I understand that. I understand how a white guy would say that this race is against me, right? Because I can't get the job because I'm white. Right. I get it, right? It absolutely makes sense. The argument of is racism against them because they are white, or you a man. We need more women under the title of DEI. We need more women. I get it. So a qualified man can't get the job. I understand it. I also understand that, like I said in the beginning of this bill, that some form of DEI needed to be implemented because, I'm just going to go off the 60s. In the 60s, those opportunities wasn't there, and it was racist in order for minorities not to get certain jobs. So you needed some type of balance. It just is what it is. I keep saying in the 60s though. And I think everybody, for the most part, will agree with that and be like, yeah, right, but we're not in the 60s. Damn it, it's 2025. Why are we still doing it? Therein lies the argument, right? So the general consensus is racism is dead. Everything that happens on an individual level, and if somebody does something to somebody else, that doesn't necessarily make it racist. It's that one individual that's the bad apple. I understand that. I get that too. It's like we looking for perfection. We looking for a perfect system. The system is absolutely not perfect. It will definitely be racist views and racist actions, because you can always put up a facade and I don't want this black dude working, right? And I'm not even say racist in terms of the 60s. I'm not talking about like that. It's a book called The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. And she did a whole bunch of studies. And some of the studies were that people of a race of people feel comfortable around their own people. That absolutely makes sense, right? That absolutely makes sense. So are they racist because a white dude want to hire a white dude, or a black dude want to hire a black dude? It's all debatable, right? It's all debatable. And what I'm saying is that the system ain't perfect. Again, we in 2025. Is DEI necessary? I'm not here to say whether it's necessary or not. I don't even care. And let me tell you why I don't care. Because I don't want no handouts. I'm looking for sovereignty. I'm looking for autonomy. That's the goal. I don't want the government in my business. I don't want the government regulating what I do. Everything has a caveat to it. It's subsections to that. Because I done seen the arguments that, well, if you're trying to have a construction business and you need the grants, and then they don't give it to you because you're not a part of DEI, so you can't get grants to build buildings and to build apartment complexes and so on and so forth. I understand that. And that could very well be true. My mindset is you have to find a way. You have to grind a way. You just have to find a way. Bitching and moaning and having your hand out. I don't see the value in that. I don't see the value. I'm not bitching, I'm not moaning. I will follow the process. I will do whatever the process is. And if that process don't work, then I'm gonna have to find another process, and another process, and another process, and another process. There just isn't no quit. So this long rant that I'm giving, that's the moral of the story. If you got your hand out and you expecting the government to take care of you and to make sure that your livelihood is secure, you waiting for your world to crumble. You waiting for your world to crumble. Because the person that feeds you controls you. You waiting on it to crumble. Now, I'm not saying that you will gain autonomy overnight. Maybe it take 10 years. Maybe it take 20 years. But that's where you need to be striving to. So when they say we're not doing DEI, so what? Strap your boots up. Get around like-minded individuals. Network. Build. Bring something valuable to the table. Right? So what we know for sure is once you bring value to the table, people come. People spend their money. I'm just saying, do not give up. It don't matter. It's the government. They can do whatever. They can do what they want to do. Biden was in. It was doing all type of crazy shit. Now Trump is in. He doing all type of crazy shit. The next president gonna come in. He gonna do all type of crazy shit. And then you just gonna be on the sideline bitching and moaning. Stop bitching and moaning. Put a system together and have a plan and get you where you're trying to get to. So again, DEI is dead for now. Don't know what the next administration gonna do. But it's dead now. And your ass ain't gonna change nothing. Listen to people complain about how racist it is and no DEI, and man, you listening to people just feeling good on all talk. Ain't changing your financial situation none. Stop bitching, stop moaning, stop groaning. Build, man. Stay on the straight and narrow and get your money. Find a way. Find a way. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your plight is. Let me know why you think it's wrong or why you don't think it's wrong. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe. Got many more thought-provoking bills that I'm gonna be putting on this channel. That's what we doing. I appreciate y'all. Peace.